Today is Friday, July 3rd. Welcome to Big Book Daily. My name is Rob. I am an alcoholic. It is a thrill, honor, and joy to be here with you today as we journey through the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 Steps and 12 Traditions. Today on the Big Book, we're on the Doctor's Opinion. We will be reading Roman numeral page 17. At the 12 and 12, we're on the forward. We will read page 16. And of course, read the NA Just for Today and Al-Anon's Courage to Change. So with that, hope y'all are doing well this morning. It is Friday. We made it. Another work week just about knocked out. But the nice thing is, with sobriety, every day can feel like a Friday or a Saturday morning or something like that. Because we just do the one day at a time mentality. It's great stuff. Life is good over here. I got my furball. Well, she was over there. She's gone now. She's probably going to jump on the garage door here in a minute. Crawl on the rails. I've got a cup of coffee in hand and I'm ready to go. So with that, let's get to the good stuff. All right, my friends. So if you recall from yesterday's reading, basically we talked about how Dr. Silkworth, he has this theory that when alcohol hits a certain alcoholic system, it triggers an allergy. So we're going to expand on that a little bit today on Roman numeral 17. And a little bit of background on him. He worked at Towns Hospital and he had 9 years as the director as he was writing this entry. So let's go ahead and read it. Roman numeral 17. The subject presented in this book seems to me to be of paramount importance to those afflicted with alcoholic addiction. I say this after many years' experience as medical director of one of the oldest hospitals in the country treating alcoholic and drug addiction. There was, therefore, a sense of real satisfaction when I was asked to contribute a few words on a subject which is covered in such masterly detail in these pages. We doctors have realized for a long time that some form of moral psychology was of urgent importance to alcoholics. But its application presented difficulties beyond our conception. Well, with our ultra-modern standards, our scientific approach to everything, we are perhaps not well equipped to apply the powers of good that lie outside our synthetic knowledge. Many years ago, one of the leading contributors to this book came under our care in this hospital. And while here, he acquired some ideas which he put into practical application at once. Later, he requested the privilege of being allowed to tell his story to other patients here. And with some misgiving, we consented. The cases we have followed through have been most interesting. In fact, many of them are amazing. The unselfishness of these men as we have come to know them, the entire absence of profit motive, and the community spirit is indeed inspiring to one who has labored long and wearily in this alcoholic field. They believe in themselves, and still more, in the power which pulls chronic alcoholics back from the gates of death. Of course, an alcoholic ought to be freed from his physical craving for liquor, and this often requires a definite hospital procedure before psychological measures can be of maximum benefit. Out of the 12 and 12, we are on the forward, and if you recall from yesterday's reading, they broke down real quickly what this book's all about. What's included, the AA's 12 steps are a group of principles, spiritual in their nature, which, if practiced as a way of life, can expel the obsession to drink and enable the sufferer to become happily and usefully whole. And we talked a little bit about that yesterday. And of course, they talk about the 12 traditions as well. They apply it to the life of the fellowship itself. They outline the means by which AA maintains its unity and relates itself to the world about it, the way it lives and grows. So we are going to build on this on page 16. There is, too, a rising interest in the 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. Students of human relations are beginning to wonder how and why AA functions as a society. Why is it, they ask, that in AA no member can be said in personal authority over another? That nothing like a central government can anywhere be seen? How can a set of traditional principles, having no legal force at all, hold the fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous in unity and effectiveness. The second section of this volume, though designed for AA's membership, will give such inquirers an inside view of AA, never before possible. Alcoholics Anonymous began in 1935 at Akron, Ohio, as the outcome of a meeting between a well-known surgeon and a New York broker. Both were severe cases of alcoholism and were destined to become co-founders of the AA Fellowship. The basic principles of AA, as they are known today, were borrowed mainly from the fields of religion and medicine, though some ideas upon which success finally depended were the result of noting the behavior and needs of the fellowship itself. After 3 years of trial and error in selecting the most workable tenets upon which the society could be based, and after a large amount of failure in getting alcoholics to recover, 3 successful groups emerged. The first at Akron, the second at New York, and the third at Cleveland. Even then, it was hard to find 2 score and sure recoveries in all 3 groups. NA's Just for Today, July 3rd. Quiet time. Many of us have found that setting aside quiet time for ourselves is helpful in making conscious contact with our higher power. Basic text, page 95. Most of us pay lip service to the value of conscious contact with a higher power. Yet how many of us consistently take time to improve that conscious contact? If we've not already established a regular regimen of prayer and meditation, today is the day to start one. A quiet time need not be long. Many of us find that 20 to 30 minutes is enough time to quiet ourselves, focus our attention with a spiritual reading, share our thoughts and concerns in prayer, and take a few moments to listen for an answer in meditation. Our quiet time need not be lengthy to be effective, provided it is consistent. 20 minutes taken once a month to pray will probably do little but frustrate us with the poor quality of our conscious contact. 20 minutes taken regularly each day, however, renews and reinforces an already lively contact with our higher power. In the hustle and bustle of the recovering addict's day, many of us end up going from morning to night without taking time out to improve our conscious contact with the God that we've come to understand. However, if we set aside a particular time of day, every day, as quiet time, we can be sure that our conscious contact will improve. Just for today, I will set aside a few moments once I finish reading today's entry to pray and meditate. This will be the beginning of a new pattern for my recovery. Al-Anon's Courage to Change, July 3rd. Normally, our group welcomes newcomers in a particular way. We share what Al-Anon has done for us, introduce our literature, and offer a few Al-Anon slogans before getting on with the meeting. No one ever took a group conscience about this procedure. It's just the way we've done it for some time. One evening, the chairperson departed from the usual procedure. I completely forgot why I was at the meeting and spent the rest of the evening worrying about the newcomers. They weren't hearing what they were supposed to hear. Would they be all right? Would they come back? At the very end of the meeting, one of the newcomers timidly spoke up. I was on the edge of my seat with concern until he said how grateful he was to hear the words the chairperson spoke, because they were exactly what he needed to hear. Once again, I was reminded that God works through our groups to make sure that we all get what we need. I certainly got what I needed that night. Today's reminder: I do not know what is best for other people. Today I will remember that the newcomers and everyone else are in the hands of a power greater than myself. When I stopped dwelling on how things would probably work out, I was better able to pay attention to what I was doing. Living with sobriety. All right, my friends, that concludes today's reading. And man, did the NA reading really hit me square between the eyes today. How often, and I am guilty of this, I'll get up out of the bed. Sometimes my cat wakes me up. She'll paw my face. I get a cup of coffee. I go into the garage, let the rascals in. Then I pray. And I get right to Big Book Daily. How often do I slow down enough to listen? To soak in the things that I'm reading, you know? I'm really good about praying, but I'm not very good at listening sometimes, slowing down enough to listen. I've gotten better over the years, but I still got a long way to go. So it's powerful right here. It says, just for today, I will set aside a few moments, once I finish reading today's entry, to pray and meditate. This will be the beginning of a new pattern for my recovery. I'm going to do that. I love this other line. However, if we set aside a particular time of the day, every day, as quiet time, we can be sure that our conscious contact will improve. So I guess for step 11, I need to work on the meditation part a lot more. Early in recovery, I used to do it very well. Just sitting and meditating, just closing my eyes, envisioning my higher power after I've read something spiritual and just trying to connect with them in any way I could. But busyness is a thing. And if I'm not careful, I can let all these seemingly good things get in the way of the best thing. And that for me is my relationship with my higher power, which contributes to my sobriety. Now, if I were to tell my wife, all these things, and then when it's her time to speak, I just kind of walk away. Oh man, I don't think that would go over well. Well, I need to remember that when I'm communing with my higher power as well. Take that minute. And for me, just ask, God, what would you have me do? Please lay it on my heart. Help me with my belief and my unbelief. I pray that your will be done, and I would have the discernment to figure out what your will is, and the willingness to carry it out. And sure enough, when I practice this every single day, it gets easier, and I do get answers. And a lot of times they're not the answers I was expecting. Go figure. But my friends, that's all we have time for today. I hope you have a great one today. Please know, as always, I don't speak on behalf of AA, NA, Al-Anon. I am just a joyful drunk in this lifeboat of recovery. Honored to be here today. And if we're given another set of 24 hours, I sincerely look forward to seeing you right back here tomorrow.